All right, throughout the years, I believe that some of you guys may own several keyboard and you may have some preference about it, right? The purpose of the video today is to introduce you guys and maybe myself into the mechanic keyboard world. But before we go into that point, let's take a look at what I have been using in the past. Right, what I am showing here is just a consumer Logitech keyboard. This is, the model is K345. It's relatively cheap in the market so that everyone can affording it, and typing and keying experience on this one, it's okay, right? Some doesn't really care much about this, especially for me in the past 20 years. This type of keyboard is what I've been using so far, right? And maybe even this one too. This one is I've been one of my favorite when I come to work in office because it's super quiet. It's relatively durable. These kind of keyboard usually come with a mouse as a combo, but the mouse usually only lasts roughly about 2 years and it starts to die out. For keyboard, it's really depend on your typing behavior. It may last longer because of how it has been used, depending on what job you are doing. Okay, now let's go straight to the start of today's video, which is the mechanic keyboard. For the brand, the market have so many brands about this one, and it's very easy for a newbie like me to get to the market. So whatever show, like on the advertisement when I Google, or whatever sample keyboard that I go to the shopping mall and see, test it, I feel like it compared to the previous keyboard that I use, then I purchase it, right? I have no preference over brand name or anything. Whatever I feel like it, and I just simply buy it. Yeah, so again, the products we are seeing today is Keychron Create Pro. This is a 10 keyless TKL mechanical keyboard, okay? This version is a black one, as you see on the right hand side right here. There's a couple different one, right? You can also have a gray one and a blue one in the middle. Okay, on the left hand side of the box you can see it's basically telling you the key feature of this keyboard. Number one, it's compatible for iOS and Windows OS system. The default, key layout of this one is for Mac user, right? So if you are a Windows user, you have to switch the key. And the third line right here is the QMK and VIA. It's some sort of like software that you can use to customize the key functionality of this keyboard. The fourth one, which is one of my favorite, because it allows you to use this keyboard wirelessly and by cable, right? So for those who are gamer, we usually prefer the cable because it's reduced the latency. Also, it makes sure that you don't running out of the battery. Okay. The second point I would like to mention here, maybe it's right on the fifth item here, is it can pair up to 3 devices. By pressing the function 1, 2, 3, you can switch between different Bluetooth devices. This is very convenient, which only a handful of products in the market that offer this one, right? So for these last 4 items, the only thing I would like to mention here is the capacity of the battery. The battery is 4,000 milliamp, and you probably been a user, like a cell phone user already. At 4,000 milliamp for a cell phone, it produce good amount of usage time for this for the device. So in terms of bringing this much of battery capacity into the keyboard, you are expect a lot of juice can coming out of this without a charge. Light effect, it just depend on your personal preference, so it's very hard for me to present this to you. But I will do a short video after this comparing the lighting effect on this keyboard versus my mechanical Logitech keyboard that I have on my table right there. The last item here I will show you in conjunction with the keyboard typing sound. All right, now let's go through inside the box and let's see what do we have. I already opened the box before just to test it, so it won't show it brand new. Okay, here's warning or a notification advise you to make sure you make the switch straight whenever you install it. right? Because underneath here, as you can see, it have a pin, right? So if you bend it or make it, you know, like you dislocate it, you may break the key and potentially can harm your board. Quick start, nothing to mention. I will mention about these physically. The star of the show today is right in the middle, which is the keyboard, okay? Usually, all of these mechanical keyboard is really heavy compared to your conventional keyboard. So how heavy is it? Let's weight it, okay? This is a kind of like a micro scale for food, and let's put this on and let's see how it is. Right, it's about 1.137 kilogram. Right, now if we compare to what I showed you earlier with my keyboard, these keyboards are without a battery, and let's see how it's different. Okay, 0.553 kilogram. .546 kilogram, and again, no battery inside, right? Yeah, so you can see this is something you might consider when bringing the mechanical keyboard with you to the office for work, because it adds quite some weight into your backpack, because your laptop, you know, the lightest, like an average light laptop in the market right now is roughly 1.8 kilogram or less, you know, and for some of us, we are gaming user, like play computer game, then your laptop is probably about 2 kilogram or plus, right? So here's you know, the KA Pro. Let's give it a moment to enjoy, you know, like the beautifulness of this. This version is a black, as I mentioned, but if you look at this here under the natural lighting condition, I have the window light from my left hand side. It's kind of cloudy today, so it's not really a strong light. I have a ceiling white light on the top of this as well. So this is what you will see under normal lighting condition, and we are turning off right now, right? What we call this layout, or you know, the type of the keyboard is TKL, stand for the 10 keyless layout. What it is it's missing the number pad right here. Some people call it 75% keyboard or 80% keyboard, but it is what it is right here. Okay, so come back to the side of the product. You can see right here, I'm not sure if it can be focused. You can connect this keyboard with your computer through a USB-C for the output from here, and to your computer it's just a regular standard type A USB. Okay, the switch right here, it will tell you, let's see, yeah, whether you are a Windows user or the Mac user, right? If you switch to the left hand side, it will be a Windows, and right hand side is for iOS user, right? So the switch here, it is in the middle position right now. It is because it's in the off position, right? But if you switch to the Bluetooth side, the keyboard start to turn on, and as you can see, you know, there's some light right here. Let me increase the brightness. Yeah, this is the maximum brightness of this keyboard. Okay, it will like slowly pan from left to right. The lightning bulb in this keyboard is placing south, meaning on, let's say for example, in this key, N key, the light will be somewhere in the bottom of the N letter, right? When compared to the other version of the Keychron products, it will be on the north. Right? For those users who are into the mechanic keyboard, this setup may impact the key that you buy. Let's say you buy the Cherry, MX or whatsoever. It may impact, so make sure you check the specification of, you know, the products you buy versus the upgrade or enhancement key that you will put it in. Now come to the part that people like to see is, let's say, how the LED light gonna be. So I will cycle through this right here to see the light pattern. There's quite a lot, so I won't go through every single of them, just for saving time of you guys, right? That is some few sample for the LED effect on this. Now come to the part that where people like to hear the sound of this. This keyboard is, I choose the red type instead of the brown, which is what I have with the Logitech, simply because it sounds very quiet when we do like this. Let me switch, let me bring my microphone closer to the keyboard so you can hear the sound better. That's it for today, like quick FYI to the mechanic keyboard of the products called Keychron Create Pro. I hope you liked the video. If you have questions, simply ask. I will try to research it for you. And don't forget to subscribe. You all have a good day.